The little girl came running across the crowded park as if she had been searching for me her entire life. She was maybe 6 years old, wearing a yellow sweater and clutching a small stuffed rabbit against her chest. Then she threw her arms around my waist and shouted, "Daddy!" I froze. I had never seen her before. For one terrifying second, the entire world seemed to stop while dozens of strangers turned toward us. And when I finally looked at the woman running desperately behind her, I realized this wasn't a simple mistake. It was a moment that was about to change all our lives. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, hope, forgiveness, compassion, and second chances can change someone's life, please take a moment to like this story, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. You never know whose heart might need a little kindness today. My name is Nathan Brooks, and at 35, I had become very good at living quietly. I worked as a maintenance supervisor at a community center in Columbus, Ohio, and most evenings I went straight home to my small apartment. I wasn't unhappy, exactly. I simply had learned how to keep life uncomplicated. Years earlier, I had dreamed of having a family, but after a painful engagement ended, I convinced myself that perhaps family was something meant for other people. That Saturday afternoon, I had gone to Riverside Park to clear my head. I was sitting beneath an old maple tree when the little girl suddenly appeared. Her name, I would later learn, was Hannah. The moment she looked up at me, something about her expression made my heart ache. It wasn't excitement alone. It was recognition. Her mother, Rebecca, reached us seconds later, breathless and embarrassed. She gently pulled Hannah back and apologized over and over, explaining that her daughter had mistaken me for someone she knew. But Hannah refused to let go of my hand. She kept staring at my face, confused, while Rebecca looked increasingly unsettled. Then Hannah reached into the pocket of her sweater and pulled out a small photograph. It showed a younger man standing beside a woman and a baby. My stomach tightened when I saw the man. He looked remarkably like me. Not similar. Remarkably. Rebecca noticed my expression and quietly explained that the man in the photograph was my older brother, Caleb. I hadn't heard Caleb's name spoken in years. He had disappeared from my life after an argument with our father and eventually moved across the country. We had exchanged a few messages afterward, but life became complicated, and our relationship faded. Caleb had died unexpectedly 2 years earlier. I had attended the funeral, grieving not only his death but the years we had wasted being strangers. Rebecca told me that Caleb had been Hannah's father. She had never wanted to approach me because she knew there had been tension in our family. But Hannah had found an old photograph and somehow recognized the resemblance between her father and me. She had been asking questions about me for weeks. That day, when she saw me sitting beneath the tree, she simply believed her father had somehow come back. I didn't know what to say. There was no magic explanation, no secret waiting to be uncovered. Hannah hadn't actually mistaken me for her father because I was one. She had mistaken me because grief had taught her to look for pieces of him wherever she could find them. And somehow, that hurt more than anything. Rebecca admitted that raising Hannah alone had been difficult, but she had built a stable, loving home for her. She wasn't asking me for money or responsibility. She only wanted Hannah to understand that the part of her father she missed didn't have to disappear completely. Over the next few weeks, I began visiting them. At first, I brought simple things from the community center, like coloring books and puzzle sets. Hannah showed me how to draw horses, even though every horse I drew looked like a confused dog. Slowly, our awkward meetings became something neither of us wanted to miss. I learned that she loved strawberry pancakes, old cartoons, and collecting smooth stones. She learned that I couldn't sing and that I burned nearly every pancake I attempted. We laughed more than I expected. But one evening, Rebecca found me standing outside their house, unsure whether I should leave. I had started to realize that Hannah wasn't simply reminding me of Caleb. She was giving me something I hadn't known I was missing, a reason to stop running from the family I had lost. I finally visited my father's grave with Caleb's old photograph in my hand. For the first time, I admitted aloud that I regretted the anger, the pride, and all those years when I believed being right mattered more than being close. Months passed. Hannah stopped calling me Daddy, because Rebecca gently explained that she already had a father and that nobody could replace him. Instead, she started calling me Uncle Nathan. Somehow, that name felt even more precious. I became the person she called when she lost a tooth, the person who attended her school plays, and the person who always brought extra syrup for pancake mornings. One spring afternoon, Hannah handed me a drawing. It showed herself, Rebecca, and me standing beneath a huge yellow sun. In the corner was a tiny picture of Caleb smiling from the clouds. She explained that she didn't want another daddy. She just wanted her daddy to know that she was okay. That sentence broke something open inside me. I realized that families aren't always rebuilt by replacing what was lost. Sometimes they're rebuilt by honoring it. Caleb couldn't come back, but his love had left a daughter behind, and through her, he had somehow given me another chance to become the brother I should have been and the uncle I never knew I could become. If this story touched your heart, please support the video with a like, share it with someone who believes that family can be found in unexpected places, and subscribe for more stories about hope, kindness, and second chances. And before you go, leave a comment telling me this: have you ever met someone who unexpectedly changed the direction of your life? That little girl ran toward me that afternoon shouting, "Daddy," and although I wasn't her father, I now understand why she did it. She wasn't looking at me and seeing a stranger. She was looking at me and seeing a small piece of someone she loved. And in trying to find her father, she unknowingly helped me find my family again. Sometimes, God doesn't return what we have lost. Sometimes, He gives us the courage to love what remains.